Hello and welcome to another update video about DOT. Let's take an updated view at the DOT chart. So the yellow scenario is already well known, the white one as well. I've only made a change to the white count, which previously was our bearish, let's say alternative or bearish count, short-term bearish, both were bullish overall, but it allowed for a high B wave. Technically still possible, but it looks a little unlikely now. So I assume that either we formed the wave 4, okay, and we're now moving up in wave 5, or this was a B wave low and we're moving up in wave C in an ending diagonal, in which the subwaves are as well corrective. Both basically, yeah, it will be difficult to distinguish between the two, because even in an expanding diagonal in the yellow count, the wave 5 could be longer than wave 3, for example. So that's just something to be aware of. So you know, in practice, it doesn't really make a difference which count we're looking at the moment. But I think the C wave in white allows for a little bit more upside. Okay. So I just want to mention it. It's not really anything I would promote at this stage, but the C wave could technically move all the way up to $23. All right. But we need further evidence for that. At the moment, therefore, I think we just focus on the trend, which is up against the 50% retracement level. It's always worth understanding what is the relevant micro support. Doesn't mean we're going to see a dip into the support area, but it means that is sort of our support level that we can focus on, and only really if we see only really if we see a break below it, it indicates that some kind of a top is in place. So at the moment, we are still dealing here with this obviously yellow count. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, a deep wave 4, and this could be wave 5. In that scenario, wave 5 would be an ABC structure. The wave C could be an impulse. It's just not clear, that microstructure, but next resistance could be found at $11. Now that it basically fulfilled the minimum expectation for this move up by breaking above the third wave high, we can look at the next resistance areas. So it basically fulfilled my the idea I had, the forecast that we should still see further upside either in the yellow or the white counts. And to complete the yellow count, obviously minimally we need a break above the third wave high, but that doesn't mean it has to stop there. So the next resistance levels are $11, 61.8 extension of waves 1 to 3 is a common target for a fifth wave. Pay attention to that level. And then above that we've got 1298. If we push above 1298, it suggests strongly that it's the white count, I'd say. In the white count, it's just a different subdivision of this move up. And because this move down here in January was so deep, it's such a deep pullback, I consider that actually as a B wave low. And we could be moving up in wave C. All right. And then in a C wave, we normally wanted to reach $16 minimally, the 100% extension level, possibly higher, $20, $23, which will also be, I think, structural resistance. Yeah. Quite substantial structural resistance up there. So, I mean, why not get that stretch? But it's quite optimistic, I think. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't happen. It can. Therefore, I'm giving you the support area here, 857 to 938. That means that if the market offers a pullback, this could be an area to watch to find support. But because things are moving so quickly, there is no reliable microstructure here that I could use to tell you, okay, where we are in wave 5 or in wave 3, just too messy. But the 50% Fibonacci level typically offers some good guidance, and we can just move that support level together with the price eventually then to continue to just, stay on the right side of the trend, It's not the clearest chart, okay, so it's not a nice impulse or anything overall. I think best I've got is this ABC structure or this diagonal. That leaves a lot of room for interpretation. I have to say that. Therefore, also looking at the bigger picture, it's not very clear, but we want to take a look at the bigger picture as well. But hopefully the microstructures here are clear, and the break below 857, as I said, would be a first indication a top is in place. If we then get a break below here, this swing low that formed in February at around $7.20, that would be further confirmation that a top is in place. Now let's take a look at the bigger picture. So the dot long-term chart. Yeah, might need to shift a few things around. Let's just double check that. No, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, here, looking at the bigger picture, I'm tracking here potential 1-2 setup. Again, also leaves a lot of room for interpretation, but it did hold the long-term support. There are obviously other charts that offer a little bit more history, but it's also a 5-wave move down, but possibly after a high B wave. So I give it the chance for something bullish. It's just because the wave 1 can be interpreted as an ABC structure, it is very messy, okay? It's very messy. Therefore, we can either see it, when we look at the bigger picture, as a large ABC structure, in which the C wave, again, looking at the bigger picture, could reach $54 plus, or a very large diagonal, which would be even more optimistic with targets $150 plus in the third wave. I don't believe it until I see it. But yeah, I mean, the alts are only just getting started, right? So, but you see, we are on the move. We are on the move. And here you see the next structural resistance that I showed you on the smaller time frame, here around 2450, okay? And then because we have two different scenarios, it's difficult to say how exactly this is going to subdivide. For example, if this is wave 3 in yellow, right? What did we talk about on the smaller time frame? Here potentially an ABC structure. So that kind of makes sense because it's possible that, for example, this is an ABC. Well, that would be in the yellow count then. And then this would be a larger A, B, C, okay? Possible. And that would fill in the yellow third wave. That's just something to be aware of that. Actually, I should change the colors on the smaller time frame to swap them around, but it doesn't make a difference. So basically like that. Again, here, whenever we're dealing with corrective structures like these, we have to be ready that we have to change our micro perspective frequently. And I'm always a fan of taking it level by level, not posting daily charts for altcoins, because the situation changes so frequently on the micro level, and someone will see this, not considering the micro, and just ape in, not understanding that we're moving in corrective structures on the smaller time frame. So very, very tricky, basically. But yeah, that sort of at least gives you a milestone target. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.